Hello, beautiful, sexy human souls. Good to see you. Yanava, John, Center of Light Foundation. Hello, Dana. Hello, Anonymous. Facebook is anonymous. They do that for security reasons, I'm sure. Hello, Kim. Hello, Anjana. Bahan. Tonight, we are going to be sharing in the glory beyond the story of why we are here. Why are we here? To anchor heaven on earth. The divine principle. My first bestseller, My Conversations with Spirit, all those years ago. Let me see who's in the room. People are coming in, so I love people. So I have to acknowledge people. It gets me off. It gets me high as to why I do what I do, and what I love most is you, me, and we. Kelly, what's up, Kelly? So tonight, we're going to sort of unravel the heaven on earth prophecy, reality. Let me do something. Let me change my phone real quick, my lights. I'm not sure if it looks a little dark. Tell me what you think. That's not the one. That's not the one. There we go. Yes, it is one. There we go. Even better. So tonight we're going to be speaking about why we're here. It's to become the prophecy, the living word. Speaking of living word, word up, I want to say hello. He's not here. He gets his dad, but he doesn't do what his dad does. I want to acknowledge my beautiful, my beautiful son, young man, Eden Sky. He's graduating May 20th. What a fine young man he is. Let me look at this comment about my, just a bit dark. Is that better, dear? There we go. Thank you. All right, so tonight I want to reveal to you some things about what's happening with me. It's a beautiful thing, I tell you. It is. Let me see what I have on my notes. Everyone, Pamela, hello, Pamela. I'm working to get rid of notes. I really don't ever need notes. It's only to keep a tally of bullet points that I want to make sure that I touch on. My sister Angela says, congratulations to Eden Sky, who came to me in a dream and told me that's what he wanted his name to be. Eden Sky. I said, there you have it. So let's get down into some of the divine principle. Rena is in the house. Rena's always in this house. I love Rena. She's just a soft, subtle, beautiful expression. Well, she's more than that. All right, so tonight let's get down to some beeswax. I want to start off with my prayer, my new favorite prayer. I like my tassel. Hello, Adonna. All right, so here's my prayer. My new one. I love it. You would love it. You should do. Fashion your own prayer to God. A sonnet, a love song. That means something beyond anything you ever thought you could create. And when you know it's ready, oh my God, when you begin to utter this juicy, delicious beckoning of your Lord, whichever one that is, there's only one God, only one. Call it by different names. We're going to get to some of that in a minute. Fashion yourself a love song to God and sing it every day. And Bhajan's prayer. Watch what happens to you and your life and those around you who have no choice but to be affected by you. My prayer. Dear Lord, grant me the peace that surpasses all understanding, and I will bring you to others. Dear Lord, grant me the power to unite, and I will bring others to you. For most of you who visit this handsome guy, you know that I'm going through a transformation. I'm renunciating, surrendering, letting go of everything, even myself. I don't know where I'm going, and I sure don't know where I've been, hanging on the promises and the songs of yesterday. And I've made up my mind, I ain't wasting no more time, here I go again. I've been searching for an answer, but I never seem to find what I'm looking for. Lord, I pray you give me strength to carry on. And I know what it means to walk along the street of dreams. Whitesnake. And so going through this transition, I announced it intentionally, deliberately. I wanted to just throw it out there, and I did. Many people around me, in their way of showing their compassion and love for me, are worried. Thank you. It's not necessary. It doesn't help, really. In fact, it could hinder, because the projection of such energy onto my expression, my creation, my dream, my hope, my desire, the rest of my life, it's just in the way. Just do you. If you can't well wish me, don't worry about me. I'm a big boy. I got my big boy britches on. When taking that magical leap of faith into the mystery of life and its gifts, tonight is the divine principle, anchoring heaven on earth. When taking the magical leap of faith into the mystery of life and its gifts, those who do not believe in your jumping off the cliff will deem you crazy only because they do not believe in themselves. Remember, this is not their leap, it's yours. After some people learned of what I am doing, but without knowing why, their first reaction is, "Where are you going to live?" My response is, "I have no clue." Their reaction again is, "I am afraid for you." My response is, "I am excited for me." Do you? I'm asking you. Answer in the form if you want. Do you believe in divine magic? Versus what most people lean into, which is holy hell tragic. Do you believe in God's goodness and grace? And I don't mean, I'm not judging or discrediting or God is good all the time until something goes wonky. Well, God is still good in the wonkiness. That's why the wonkiness is wonkying. Because it's grace always being revealed, hoping to be recognized. Do you believe in divine magic? It's happening before you in the form of your life. And Pamela says divine magic is all there is. Do you realize what you have done and are still doing? Do you realize what you have done? You have incarnated into a world of density, darkness, and chaos, only to be a part of the transforming it into one of fluidity, light, and order. And you are still doing it by offering all that you are to it. Well played. All right, here we go. Welcome to Center of Light. We're going to be speaking about tonight the divine principle. That's God. God is the divine. It's the principle of how we accordingly should, could, would hold ourselves to as a structure, as a God. For those who have asked, will I continue to do live feeds when I leave my apartment? I'm selling and getting rid of everything. I am not going to be a nomad. For now, my goal is to be in Memphis. I will share a little more about my revealing in a moment. For those who have asked through this transition process, wherever it is I'm going to shelter, will I do live feeds? Absolutely, I will. My intent always is to journal, log, at least my life for me and the generations behind me in my family tree. Please take nuggets from me, as I hope you would leave some from me as well. I want to learn from you. I want to be with you. Yes, I will continue to do live feeds. You'll probably be on my phone because I'm probably going to cry when I take all this down. And I'll record that as well. To those, I already read that. That was in the meeting. Lots of people who are closest to me, I understand. They fear for me. I love you. Thank you for your blessing. There are people everywhere. People are my resource. As soon as I made this post yesterday, day before yesterday, people started banging in my inbox. Ding, 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 ding. What you want to sell? This, Keith, I appreciate. In the post, the 2 posts I made so far, people are saying, good for you. Jump, jump, jump. Do this. I wish you the best. Oh my God, this turns the fire up inside of me. Thanks to all of you. You are my resource. You are good people. Now I want to reveal to you, after a song break, what my vision, that I have no doubt whatsoever, came from Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, the highest, if there is such a thing, incarnation of God to ever visit the earth, the Godhead really, as well as God on earth. Now, Satya Sai Baba passed. Swamiji is no different than Baba. It's just a hierarchy kind of order, if you will. And there's lots of things that we couldn't understand in the way this energy layering plays out, but it's all the same beautiful, delicious, infinite spirit. So this is my vision, at least, that I believe, without a doubt, came from the inspiration of these 2 divine avatars. Now, whether my details are exactly correct, I don't know, but I know it's close. It's the same thing. It might be in a different guise, but I want to share with you my heart, what I see, feel, and or have had happen to me a few years ago in a dream experience, a vision. Stick around. We're going to come back and we're going to reveal that. You're loved beyond measure. You are the treasure. Hello, beautiful Sue Lindsay. Blessings to you and yours. What song is most appropriate? Not choice, perfect in every way. It's about to be one. This is what this presentation tonight is about. Anchoring heaven on earth. How do we do that? You leave people alone. You stop calling them and picking on them because of their transgenderism or their gender or how they choose themselves to be. Fat people, skinny people, ugly people, pretty people. This is not heaven on earth. This is the monkey in your head yammering, killing you and those around you. Why are you doing that? Why are you being so mean-spirited? Why? Why? It's not heaven on earth. And because it is not, for what it's worth to you, you will be due an experience that will eject you from this conscious becoming planet. Don't take it for granted. It's about being of service. There is no other religion other than being joyful and being of service. Everything else truly is secondary. Do you see? It's more simply than we could ever have imagined. Being the fullest you can possibly be. And helping other people everywhere as often as you can. In fact, make it your life's calling. And then the call will ring your digits because everyone this is fun for me. Everyone has
access granted.
Everyone has access. Heaven on earth is about reaching for something that is beyond our own understanding and becoming that. And turning within so much so that we lose what we always knew for something new. And it's not about me, and it's not about you. It's about everybody else. To be one. Stick around. I'm going to share with you my plans. I love you.
Making one of 100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart, giving one love like you really mean it, seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one, the love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Lives to make a difference, caring for one who really needs a friend, opening one to truth that they see, lifting one to dwell in the kingdom, dwell in the kingdom. Sending one only thoughts of happiness, receiving one love that's your gift. Think as one ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart.
Welcome back to Center of Light Foundation. We are the tribe, we are the nation headed towards exaltation. We are the embodiments of light. Hello, everyone, on this beautiful sacred night. Celebrate yourself. Tonight is the divine principle anchoring heaven on earth. We need to be, not need. We are, many of us are choosing it, to become the embodiments of light. The written word, etched on your heart forever, always has been. Not since you were born. You were never born, and you will never die. You're just playing in this dream world for a little while. Neo. Leave people alone. If you can't love people simply for their difference, leave them alone. Or you eject yourself off this planet. Don't take this lifetime for granted. Literally, I'm warning you. Heed this message. Warning not as if death is bad. Death is beautiful. In fact, death, ironically, is the most beautiful aspect of life. The possibility, the hope, the chance to be birthed back into the divine. You will always be birthed back into the divine, but there are infinite layers of the divine, even in the lower astrals. You take God out of the equation, nothing exists. Not even so-called hell. Your life gone wrong on any level is hell. Doesn't mean God is not present. It means that you just can't see it. You can't feel it. You can't be it. You can't be with it. Moving on, I'm going to play you an audio bite soon from my first book, The Divine Principle, which morphed into Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. It's going to be at length 25, maybe 30 minutes. It's pretty intense. But let me do a segue into that really quick. Hello, everyone. I'm going to share with you now my vision, what's been coming to me for a while. Blessings. Being of service, my motto. Center of Light Foundation motto. Mantra, mission statement. Being of service. Without food, there is no life. Without shelter, there is no comfort. Without proper education, there is no point. Without purpose, one can never be born. So we're all born with a purpose. It's about achieving and fulfilling that goal, which is the soul's wish, which brings us nicely and delish into the spirit, and we begin to merge. Purpose is the reason for anything. It is the force that drives everything. Here are my plans. Center of Light Foundation, Roku channel, inaugurated by Swamiji, God on Earth. There's no way I, it, he, we, you, me can fail. It's impossible. It is literally impossible. My plans. A dream I had 3.5 years ago. Came to a state of consciousness while I was really sleeping hard, only to wake me up, not in a dream. This is not a dream. I didn't wake up and remembered a movie I saw on my mental screen. That is not what happened. It looked that way because I woke up to remember what happened on my mental screen, but there was something else in there. It is called an encryption. It was coded with feeling, truth, power, vision. So Keith is only to be wakened into a full-blown state of supra-consciousness by. So I'm awake. So I'll go answer my door, and there were 4 people. Husband, wife, 2 children. And I said, yes, can I help you? And the father said, are you Keith Blanchard? I said, I am. He says, Mr. Blanchard, you've done something. My daughter learned something from you, however that was, all that time ago. And you changed her life. In fact, you saved it. I said, fantastic. I'm honored. He says, you don't understand. I said, maybe I don't. And he said, Mr. Blanchard, I'm a very wealthy man. and because of what you did, and I blacked out, only to right back. And I'm standing in front of a very large I'm not going to reveal that just yet. You'll get it in a moment. I'm standing in front of a building, and it says Center of Light. Center of Light Foundation was not created then. It was just Center of Light. Same thing, different idea. Well, same thing. Center of Light. And this building was very royal, regal, marble kind of thing. And it says Center of Light, engraved in the stone, like you might see in Greek or Rome. And he handed me the keys and said, "This is now yours. This belongs to you." I was beside myself, within myself. I didn't know what to do with myself. It was so real. There were 3 young women who were leaving with the attitude kind of thing. And the last one who lagged behind, I said, "Please don't go." She said, "Why?" And I said, "Because blah, blah, blah." Long story short, I had this experience. And after she stayed, I fell on the floor with my face down on this floor, sobbing and to a blissful mess because of the reality of it. That was the truth for me in that experience. So now what I want to share with you before I go into the audio segment from the Divine Principle about how to become the anchor for heaven on earth. What is that worth to you? I don't have a fear of death, but I do want to hang around this amusement park as long as I can. So what is this vision of yours, Keith? To open up a center, create a center to feed people, shelter people, educate people, kick them out into the world, only to bring other people back. This building, let's first say, it's a second-hand building. It's been run down. Good structure, but it just needs some cosmetic love. So I meet John Doe, who's a homeless person, and he's a phenomenal artist, and he left that beautiful aspect of him or herself behind. And I asked them, "What do you love doing?" "I love drawing." Fantastic! You see that wall over there? We're going to sheetrock it tomorrow. Do your thing, whatever your thing is. To educate people to fall into their passion, their love, which is the manifestation of God, which is the anchor for heaven on earth. Again, your religion, things you do religiously should be very simple. Be joyful and help other people always. Another thing I'm firstly going to do is buy myself a house, a car, build a multimedia TV radio station studio. These are my dreams, big dreams. Dream big or go home. I am going home because I am dreaming big. I'm not special, I'm sincere. Here we go. I do want to share this with you real quick. One second. What is that? That's strange. Hello, Andrea. Forus. 1 second, we're going to move into the audio segment here. Let me get my placement. So this is what I want to share with you from the vision I had about being this regal, stone, marble kind of experience. There is a place in Memphis, Tennessee. I do know that this facility is going to be in Midtown. I do know that. At least that's my plans. God may have different plans, but I believe Spirit's plans are within me as to why I'm doing all of this spiritual work. There is a place in Midtown called, look it up in your own time, it's called Ashler's Hall, aka known as Prince Mongo's Castle. Castle? Regal? And when you see this video, you will see this Ashler's Hall engraved into the front of it. And this is similarly to what I saw in this marble building experience that someone bought, gave me, blah, blah, blah. It's about 7 minutes long. It's in Memphis. It's beautiful. It's huge and has all the functionality of what it is I'm dreaming, hoping, and absolutely know without a doubt is going to manifest not only in my life, but everyone else who needs a leg up. And this guy sure needs one. Please, let's join forces. We're bringing all the horses for the power we need. When we join such an experience, a mission, I'm only the mouthpiece. You are no less than me. Stand up, teach me something, please, about you. This becomes a mighty momentum and is granted everything. This is from a chapter from the Divine Principle, Walk into the One. This is going to be a little weird to you. Great. Weird is fantastic. This is going to last about 30 minutes, give or take. This is one of the dialogues from that book I've had with Spirit all those years ago, 1996. After this video audio gets going, the voice playing Spirit, which is mine, is going to get it a little weird, beautifully. I recorded it this way a few years ago when I endeavored to make the Divine Principle an audiobook, and then things changed and I didn't do it. I have at least this 30-minute bit. When I started to vessel and hear all of this meditation, spiritual voice, this is my best attempt to describe what it sounded, felt like to me. Keith's retort to Spirit is going to be always the same, but Spirit, after I got used to it, after a few months, began to express itself vocally in a very different, almost foreign, Scandinavian, French, alien kind of way. Enjoy it. Employ it. I'll see you in a bit.
See inside, see the light and more.
Chapter, Walk into the One. Are you ready to begin your journey, Keith? I am so ready. What are we going to talk about first? Webster's Dictionary. Huh? Why? Because it tells of your language, and its words will help me to clearly and precisely convey my ideas. Okay. Here is our first definition. Union. An alliance for mutual benefit. The bringing together of two entities into a whole. Scripture speaks of God as the living Word, the essence of life itself. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. How hard can it be to see how people create grief, fear, and division within themselves by denying this most profound truth? I come to you now to teach you how to accept me in order that you may replace your sorrow with joy and your trepidation with love. To help you supplant separation with unity. You see, when you live in the love state, not only are you in my presence, it is there that you consciously merge with me. But we have to get you there first, dear one. It may be difficult for you to understand that I am here communicating with you telepathically. But at the very least, you cannot deny that we are having this talk, can you? You're right about that. But you are not the only one I am with. I talk and walk with everyone on every continent every day. It is just that many do not know how to recognize me because they believe I'm in heaven and not on earth. Then there are those who are completely satisfied with knowing that I exist, but care nothing whatsoever about doing the work required to see me. Sometimes I can't see you myself. I sometimes still buy into the belief that I am having a relationship with others, not with you. Yes, you still have a tendency to separate others from God, but not letting yourself see me in others only brings grief and fear into play for you. The fact is, I am with everyone personally and directly all the time. So no matter what the scenario, even in an argument with someone else, I'm fighting you? Yes, it is true you were resisting me, but you were really just fighting yourself. This is why an argument can never be won, because the fight is yours and yours alone. Has going against the grain ever worked for you? It sure hasn't. That's why I am concentrating on how to stay in the present moment. So now that you are living this way, do you find that things are changing for you? Yes, they are, and it's about time. No, Keith, it's not about time. It's beyond time. I say again that you are eternal, sustained by the Word. Om. My great joy will be when you see just how beautiful you are to me, how vibrant and how precious your life is to me. When that day comes, you will discover within you the world, the cosmos, God, the one life force that permeates everything. Quite fascinating, is it not? I want that so badly, and yes, I am very intrigued. Well, here is your chance, beloved, because you are being blessed with the opportunity to achieve your potential by getting to know me through you as you. I want you to know that I find it a great privilege to know you through me as me. What do I say to something like that except that I'm honored to be a part of your message? Just to let you know, I have been trying to get your attention for a long, long time. Now, as you let yourself open, you will soon begin to see who I really am. I'll do my best. I know how immense this challenge is for you because since you were born, you have been instilled with the idea of separation. Because of this feeling, you have often forgotten your kinship with me, and that has caused you more grief in the long run than any dilemma you may have been confronting. But I bring you a love offering full of information to help you remember the piece you sometimes tend to overlook. I am the first to admit I need it. On our spiritual excursion, we shall cover the basic principles that are imperative for your growth. We will first form a solid foundation of understanding so that we can then move on firm footing to achieve the peace that you seek. Once you know yourself as a chip off my old block, you will then see how you've always had the power to create the best reality for yourself. Thought energy is the primal force that gives birth to life in all its forms. Just because you are not aware of the thoughts after they leave your head, it does not mean that your thoughts die. The moment you entertain any thought, the universe begins to work toward its manifestation. Everything is affected because all is one, the same body, the same being. For you to understand more fully that everything is of one energy, we must start with the soul and work our way outward. Know that in every human being there are more bodies than just the physical one, and there is much more taking place than meets the eye. The spirit self or body. The spirit is the aspect that descends into a body to partake of the human experience. It creates and governs all that is you. The Spirit works in conjunction with your own awareness to bring about what is beneficial for your evolution so that you may one day embody the divine principle. The mental self or body. This aspect provides you with the ability to reason. What I mean by reason is having the capability to consciously recognize what is right for you in any situation. It's the part of you that creates by thought and choice. The emotional self or body. This aspect is denser than the spiritual and mental bodies and is responsible for physical expression. It influences all the actions and reactions triggered by your pleasure, pain, memories. Its enormous power brings what you are choosing into the certainty of being. The physical self or body. This is what most people think they are, the body. But really, your physical body is just the vehicle for the other bodies. It lets you move freely in the world while you work to align your personality with your soul. It is your individuality. Your physical self allows you to come together with others to share life experiences. All these aspects make up the human entity. Even though they are different, they have one thing in common. They are all made up of energy. It is through such synergy that the physical, emotional, and mental bodies connect to the all-pervading spirit. On the earth plane, almost everyone perceives him or herself as an individualized unit separate from others. Such spiritual deficiency promotes spiritual dyslexia, a view of reality as outer to inner rather than inner to outer. This perception is in error because at a subatomic level there is no separation whatsoever. Everything is just energy fluxing at God speed, briefly bumping around, then off to somewhere else. Believe it or not, the human body is 99.9999% empty space. The other 0.00001% matter is empty space as well. Matter consists of random blips of energy and informational discharges that solidify into a three-dimensional hologram, thus creating the illusion of solidity. I know that grasping this concept has been challenging for you in the past, Keith, but are you finally beginning to see how everyone is of one body that branches into many seemingly separate bodies upon the physical plane? Yes, I think I am. The more you can see this truth, the more your tendency to judge anything will diminish because you will understand that everything is you. When you cast judgment, not only do you bring about division from others, you deepen the conscious breach between yourself and the one cosmic body. When you judge, love begins to decay and fear begins to expand. Now, even though I describe separation as a truth in and of itself, in truth, it is not real. Nothing can ever leave my sight. That is the real truth. I live in such wholeness that I hold together the things you may see as separate. Here is an exercise for you. Look at your hand. Do you see a hand with separate fingers? Yes. Because of those empty spaces you see between them, you think that one finger has no connection to the others. This is but a perception of separation caused by your lack of focus on the entire hand, which, after all, is where your fingers extend from in the first place. Your hand represents the place where all things connect and originate, God. This simple lesson should lift your awareness beyond any deception. Do you understand it? I've really got to hand it to you. You've explained it so well that even I get it. Now, let us look at the connection you have with the earth and all life upon it. Again, I ask you to reflect upon your body and see it as one living organism housing billions of cells. Skin cells, liver cells, brain cells, blood cells, and so on. All of them encapsulated in one wrapping of flesh. This holds true for the earth as well, where there are billions of individual cells called people who differ from one another in personality, appearance, sex, and race. Humans are embraced by a much larger organism, Earth. Humans are to Earth as cells are to humans. From micro to macro, the universal design is the same. Atomic to cellular, to body, to world, to solar, to galactic, to stellar, to universal. All systems spin around one central source. Atoms and cells have elements spinning around one central source called the nucleus. And you and Earth spin around one central source called the sun. The solar system revolves around the Milky Way galaxy with that huge cluster of stars at its center. Galaxies rotate around the cosmos, and the universe revolves around God, the great central sun. I know that you have heard the expression, he thinks the world revolves around him. Well, this is the truth of it. Everything revolves around me, for it is I who spins all into life. It sounds pretty simple, as far as how you've laid things out. Yes, it is so simple that without forcing anything, truth brings about the natural flow of life and light that allows the divine to be omnipresent. This is just the way it is. I do not even judge it, for it is what it is. Do you think I will ever get there in this lifetime? That is entirely up to you, Keith. Know that even now you have what it takes to grasp the complexity of the universe and to anchor the divine principle if you accept living in love as your abiding criterion. With this new awareness of your relationship to Earth, other human beings, and God, you now have the ability to understand all that is taking place in the era that you are living in. I share with you this truth of your connectedness to bring stability and to provide a deeper comprehension of how things will play out in these transitional times. You mean things will get worse before they get better? I did not say that, you did, but I can tell you that your unity with God and Earth will only aid you when the wheels of spirit really begin to roll. That sounds both promising and ominous. What dynamic is taking place now? Earth's energy is beginning to shift dramatically, and it is lifting at an exponential rate. The pace of life is accelerating like never before, and in this age of computer technology, when new phenomena quickly become obsolete, most people find it tough just to keep up. But it is very important for all of you to update yourselves and absorb as much information as possible. After all, who do you think is behind this idea that you call the information age? Well, that goes without saying. Does it now? Well, it's obvious to me you are. So why is the world so reluctant to use it to its fullest capacity? Ouch. Let me put it this way. When humanity finally does get around to taking in what I have been saying for eons, world peace will be yours. So what should we call this time we're living in? The beginning, the end, the new age, golden age, revelation, Armageddon, the rapture? What? It matters not to me what you call it. What does matter is for you to believe with all that you have that I am blanketing you and Earth with love's vision so that humanity can see what has been created, how it is working, and what needs to be recycled for further expansion. You must know that the closer I get to you, the more the law of cause and effect will be in play. Said another way, as my light pierces the illusion of time and space, everything about you will be unmasked to reveal your shadow self, your own illusion. Are you saying that cause and effect will not be separate and that our thoughts will suddenly begin to manifest? Right, kiddo. As the world keeps moving down its timeline, reality will indeed begin to immediately manifest from thought, because God power is winning its way through every soul on the planet, making now the perfect time to manifest your own life's desires. But before we can truly work and play together, I must first mirror to each of you with all my love exactly who you are as a thinking, feeling, doing, being. So that's how the universe functions. Yes, absolutely. The whole system of creation works in harmony, constantly learning and updating, ever expanding. And I am ready to reveal to all of you the progress we have made. So, if we're all partly responsible for creating this magnificent universe, why did any of us choose to consciously leave its grandeur and come to live on Earth? Just for the hell of it. Let me ask you, are you having any fun? At this point in my life, I'd say I am. Pretty much. Well, then, that is enough. We shall continue our discourse tomorrow. Good morning. How are you today, Keith? I'm just fine, thanks. I'm ready to transmit more information. Are you ready to transcribe it? I'm ready, but something's been bugging me all night. I know. You have been wrestling with why I said hell yesterday. I didn't want people asking me a question that I didn't have the answer to. Well, I can give you several of them. First, I experience no guilt when I combine letters in a way that some call bad. You are the ones that react, and your doing so last night just proves my point. Second, I am only interested in results, and if using hell produces a desired one, then so be it. Anyway, who do you think created all those dirty words you throw around? Third, let me answer your question with another question. You see what's going on. How do you think most people find life on Earth? I see your point. Let me remind you that my existence is truly divine. This implies that life for anyone not consciously connected to me can sometimes be hell. I get it. The problem you are having is that you have gotten so wrapped up in the drama of life being just too much that you have forgotten to look to me for relief. What I am trying to do here is unleash my reality within you so that you can have your relief and your fun. I am granting you awareness so that you can finish what we started and experience my glory at a conscious level. All you need to do to be a conscious part of our great creation and have my kind of fun is look within your very own heart. In this readily available place is where you will find me. As I just illustrated above, all things in the universe are individual cells of God. As I embody you, you embody God. This is the sole reason you are here, to activate and anchor the divine principle on the physical plane. You may be having a blast on the cosmic level, but from where I sit, things ain't always so peachy. Yes, you are right, Keith. From my point of view, I am on a fun-filled journey. I shall effort to make my utterances more down to earth so that you can better understand and ultimately get to heaven yourself. I'd appreciate that. No problem. There is enormous potential for unpleasant things to manifest in your life, but they need not necessarily come into being. You said it correctly. As love energy continues to lift, things will quicken into manifestation. So if you wish to avert any adversity, you must clear yourself of any hate, guilt, and fear you are holding on to. If these obstacles are not cleared, trouble will continue to show up for you on a regular basis. It has been said that when the bad moon rises on people, God is testing them. This is completely nonsensical because such an assumption makes me out to be the tempting devil that I am most definitely not. It is ludicrous for people to think that I would tempt or tease them or play any part in their bad choices and the consequences that follow. When it comes down to the owning of a situation they may find themselves in, they want no part of it. So they play the devil made me do it card in a futile attempt to transfer their own responsibility onto a figment that does not exist. These divine diabolical tests are given soul to soul to generate experiences and to provide some self-to-self reflection. I have no hand in such trivial matters. The fact that lessons come back around again and again only points out to people that they have not yet resolved specific negative energies. But if you choose, Keith, you can own, integrate, and transcend your own stuff and reunite with your soul. Indeed, this reunion must take place before you can ever know God. But you see, beloved, what you decide to do really does not matter to me, because in the end, which is like the devil, does not exist. All creation will consciously return to me. So why not go ahead and live your life with style, fun, joy, and integrity? For these are some of love's vital components. May I ask a question? That is one. Yes, of course, ask. What constitutes love, and can anything exceed the parameters of love? The answers are very simple. First, if you do not use your free will to impinge upon someone else's, you are exercising my love. Second, my love knows no parameters. It transcends all boundaries of time, space, and judgment. It adheres to no rules pertaining to this or that. I do not judge something to be anything other than myself. But when I was taught, never mind what you were taught. I know this may not sound like the God you have been used to. Nonetheless, these are the constructs of my love. When trials show up in my life, does that mean I've been abusing my free will? Is that why I sometimes feel you are testing me? I have never tested anyone. The truth is, you are testing yourself. Your unhappy experiences have come about because you have not yet worked through your karma. But if you wish me to, I will test you here and now. No, not that. Relax, dear one, this will not hurt. What do you have in mind? A test like you had in school, but I did lousy in school. I failed a lot of classes. In fact, I didn't even graduate. Well, beloved, my test is designed for you to pass. Do you not wish to put to rest the questions you are having about God, you and us, so you can get to a better understanding of the law of one? For each question, there is only one answer possible, the correct one, the highest one. Prepare to earn an A+. The reward for your high grade is union. Know that you are so loved, failure is not an option. I await the moment I place upon you a big gold star for scoring 100%. Take a deep breath. Ready? Yes. Then we shall begin. Who am I? God? Can God read your mind? Yes. Would I not have to be somehow connected to you to do this? Yes, of course. Is the mind of God clear? Yes. Is there anything that I have created without clarity? If so, what do you think it would be? No, I don't think anything could have come about if you were not clear. Is God a perfect being? Yes. Is God capable of creating anything that is not perfect? No. Who created you? You. Who created earth? You. Dear one, who created the solar system, which is one of infinity? You. Keith, my beloved, who created the Milky Way galaxy with that huge cluster of stars at the center, which is only one of infinity? You. Oh, and dear one, who created the universe, which is only one of infinity? You. And who created God? No one. And therefore, you just are? I always have been, and I always will be. Who sustains your life? You. Oh, my beloved one, who sustains the life and movement of the solar system? You. And who do you think sustains the life and movement of the Milky Way galaxy? You. Oh, come to me, my divine child. Who do you think sustains the life and the movement of the universe? You do. Oh, again, precious soul, who do you think sustains the life and the movement of God? I can see now that everything except you is derived from you. So I'm perplexed. What are you really? It would be more correct to ask what I am not. There is no form that is not me, and no name I do not bear. God is not my name, though it does invoke an image of the highest authority. What I am is the ultimate awareness. What I am is infinite potential. Surely you can understand that everything born of infinite potential has within it its own spark of infinite potential. Everything has infinite potential to become infinite potential. But to become invincible like me, you must go deep within and reach for that infinite potential yourself. I think I might actually understand this. So you are not perplexed after all. No, I guess I'm not. You see, by your intent to go within and seek, you have pierced your confusion at last. You have just become introduced into your own infinite potential. Now let us see what you do next. As clearly as there are rewards for going within yourself for sustenance, there are definite consequences for going outside. When you reach out to grab the world, you are vulnerable to its influences and the rules that apply on the physical plane. It is there that you encounter the many distractions and temptations that result in your conscious disconnection. Looking to the temporal world for what you think you need implies a belief that you are lacking something. I ask you, why must you reach outward for fulfillment? You can never reach your infinite potential and power that way. My divine child, do you understand that God is life itself and not separate from creation? Well, yes, because if that were a possibility, all would cease to exist. Seems to me the reason you and many find life so challenging is because you give credence to the idea that the world outside is something other than you. But here is the kicker. All of you have the potential to tap into the self that connects you to me. Are you telling me that I'm just like you in every way? Let us say that you are already embodying my principles. Like what? Like your innate ability to create a life of quality instead of one of mediocrity. As Scripture says, you are created in the image and likeness of God. Genesis 5:1. I used to think that meant you thought me into being and made me to kind of look like you. If you only knew how many people think that. That's pretty darn funny. But there is more truth inherent in this than first meets the eye. You yourself put it nicely just a couple of moments ago. It means that you cannot separate yourself from the things that you have brought forth in your life, lest they cease to be. To further my point, let us continue that test I was giving you and see what happens when you separate yourself from your creations. What happens if you were to remove your life force, yourself, from your checking account? It's no longer a checking account. It simply closes. What happens to a relationship when you break it off? It's no longer a relationship. What happens if you decide to separate yourself from anything? Well, I guess it would no longer be a part of my reality. Do you find life filled with peace, joy, trust, love, and compassion, acceptance, allowance, awareness, understanding, patience, and sharing? In many aspects of my life, I am very happy, and in others, there's definitely some room for improvement. Are you intentfully moving in that direction, brilliant soul? Yes, I do my best to follow through, but I still procrastinate doing some things. Why do you think you procrastinate? You're trying to tell me something here, aren't you? Yes, I am waiting to see if you dare do something about that habit of yours. This sounds like one of those traps you were trying to set for me a couple of times before. But this time, I won't be snared. By the way, didn't you say that you don't tempt? That is right, I do not. But right now, you are the exception to the rule. You sound just like my dad. Yes, beloved, he picks on people he loves, your father. He is a great and generous man. Oh, and let us not forget your mom, who is the epitome of the Divine Mother. She has to be to put up with the two of you. So that's how it's going to be, huh? What do you say that we call a truce and get back to where we let off? If I only had more time, I'm sure I could have come up with a good one. Well, I have all the time there is, so go ahead, give it your best shot. Nah, forget it. What's the matter, Keith? I couldn't think of anything. You probably stopped all of my incoming thoughts. Yes, I do have the ability to do that, but I will send you some images if it will make you feel better. Boy, that was quick. I just got one. Okay, so let me have it. What in heaven's name were you thinking when you created the duck-billed platypus? And I thought you were always clear. Ha ha. Beloved Keith, where did that come from? It was not I who sent you that image. I guess I have my ways of finding what I need to know. Got me. So do you feel better? Much better, thank you. I'm ready to get back to work. Good. Where did we leave off? Why do you think you procrastinate? You're still trying to tell me something here, aren't you? Yes, but this time I'm waiting for you to tell me how I can help you. I've got it. You're waiting for me to ask you for some help in letting go. Ah, beloved, just as I suspected, you are a good student. Now, just a couple of more questions. If I am complete love, is there anything I have created that is not an extension of myself? Absolutely nothing. And finally, if God is love and you are God, why is fear a part of your experience and not a part of mine? I have no earthly idea. I have to admit that was a good one, but not as good as the platypus. Keith, fear is nothing more than that, a fear. Time and again, the mistakes that you have made by living without divine principles have perpetuated your fear cycle and have left you with all those feelings of lack. Remember, whenever you buy into one of your fears, it is because you have a false sense of emptiness. I will break it down for you. You can say that fear is false emptiness actualizing reality. A space void of love, God, and you. Fear is a self-created block that constricts you and keeps you from becoming open to the divine self that wants to pour through you and bring you fulfillment. So you see, even though you do have God-like qualities, fear is the one thing I do not share with you, for it has no connection to anything that is love. The physics here should not be too complex to understand. Fear is yours and yours alone. Later on, when I share my divine principles and you begin to put them to use, you will see your fears dwindle, I promise. Living these divine principles will keep you focused on God as your only reality. Applying them at every opportunity will help you to become a part of the all-pervading reality of love, the living truth.
Welcome back to Center of Light Foundation. A little different in it. This is truly how it went down for me all those years ago. There was this cadence. I'm a musician. Spirit, music, one song, universe. One verse, song, universe. There was a song that began to happen. At first, when I was awestruck. It has to be male. It has to be male. God, it has to be male, right? Full of testosterone. God full of testosterone. Well, when I fell into my zone, it was something completely different. The Divine Mother began to enter. As to why there's this morphing in my expression of spirit using my vocal cords. I know it may come across weird. I want the best for you. I want love for you. We worship the same God. There is only one. Even Arad, there is none other. We just celebrated, some a little differently, and others a lot differently. But you and I are not so different. Snowflake, thumbprint, you are perfect as you are, just as it's meant to be. Be yourself fully. Become the prophecy, the living word of the divine principle, anchoring heaven on earth. What is that worth to you? I mean, we can continue this loop of unconscious madness, sadness instead of gladness. But the reality really is, for those who choose such an anchor to be as on the earth in this time when everything, all this momentum is behind you, to be that. And not only is that of benefit to you and everybody else around you, you get out of off the train, out of the loop of nonsense eternally. Eternally. You've been doing, you were not created when God said, however you old you are, you popped out of your mom, and now you're born, and then you're gonna die. It's not how it works. I'm sorry to tell you. I love to tell you that's not how it is and or works. Too many quirks. You've never existed in the form of a human being. You have, but point is, you've never been born. You're never going to die. You always have been. Yes, we're playing in the human meat suit right now because it's fun, hoping to win something. What are you trying to win? Are you trying to win it all? This Seva doll, person of selfless service, I know that for me, that's the way. It's the way. It's the only way. We're all pursuing the same path, but being a person of selfless service, a Seva doll, will get you all, everything. There's something beyond anything that could ever exist. And we can't even begin to imagine what that is at this level of consciousness. This is why it's called infinity. These masters, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, your great grandmother who loved you so much she had a divine quality about her. They just sit there and glow because they know the absolute truth. They're definitely not aloof. Such light will blow off the roof. I got infinite amount of proof. Heaven and earth, what is it? If you can't love people as they are, keep your mouth shut. That karmic snake, in not a good way, will bite back. And in this time of no time, quicker than you can imagine, mind your manners, mind your mouth, mind your actions, mind yourself. Just be good. There's only one religion. It's the religion of love. Be joyful. Help other people. Many spiritualists will say, don't worry about saving the world, it's an illusion. Help yourself first. And I say, wrong answer. That's part of the cancer. Om Sri Saram. It's done.